Hey guys, and welcome back to Erica Vision. Today we're going to do a craft. We're going to be crafting inside of the camper, and these coasters, I usually make some of the wood ones, and we've been trying to sell them and fundraise for our trip to Alaska. So here's a couple of the ones that I've done already that have been nice and glazed. I am no artist, but I just enjoy painting because it's very therapeutic. So this is one set here. And here's another one. I got to put the finishing touches on it. It just says warm and cozy. And then I have these others that just say hello, have a little bit of a fall tone to it. And I kind of like these a lot. And I'll show you one more set, which is like my ocean coasters. It reminds me of La Jolla. And so I use these as well. So I just wanted to show you a couple things I've been working on. And I have some others that I need to get the decals on them. I haven't done that yet. And just learning the blending. And so today we're going to learn together and just go through some of the stuff that I've done already. Let me grab these two coasters over here. Right? And so here we go. And we're going to do these. Okay guys, so what I've been staring at for the last couple months is some mountains. So today we're going to put some mountains on these and kind of see what it looks like. I have some different color brushes that I like to use, and so I am going to use acrylic paint. And we're going to use a coffee bean matte acrylic paint, and I'll probably use a different one for contrast. We'll use the what is this, coffee latte, you know. So we'll start out with these two on here. So I have my little plate. I don't use very much paint because it doesn't take much, just a little dab. A dab will do you. I got my brushes everywhere. I put them over here because I've been using different sizes for different things and trying to point stuff out. And let's put this on the plate, and then we'll go ahead on and get started. Okay guys, we have our little bit. I am going to use this little pointer stick. I kind of broke it off, and I like to put it here just so I can have some straight lines. I kind of use my brush. I wet the tip just a little bit. We're going to use this one. I like this angle brush right here that kind of goes down. I wet it just a little bit to kind of outline where I wanted it to go. So I just put it on here, kind of outline it, and then I know exactly where I want my perimeters to be. All right, so we're going to put the first half on here. We might do it a little bit higher because we're going to do 2 layers of mountains, right? So I'm going to just put a little bit on here. We don't need much because we're just outlining at this point. So I want a nice straight tip. And then we're going to get on the other side right here. I'm sure we could eyeball this, but I am trying to be a little bit more efficient. And I just want to kind of put it to where it has some definition to it. I'm going to make this one a little bit more pointier here, and then bring it out here. All right. So now that we have kind of what we want our mountains to look like, we're going to go ahead on and fill it in with this brush. And we're just going to get the corners, bring it down. It's okay if it spills over a little bit, because this is our project, and art is subjective. So it's what we say it is, and you can't mess it up because guess what? It's your project. So I am not interested in looking like I am Picasso or Leonardo. I just wanted to do something to, when I have a hard day or I'm dealing with my anxiety or a little bit of depression, I like to do things that are artistic to kind of take my mind off of my troubles. So right now I know you're saying, oh, that just look like triangle blobs. And you're right, but it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Okay, so now that we have the definition for our first mountains, we want to clean our brush off, and that's what we're doing here. I have my little towel. We're gonna get the second half, the lighter one, and then we're gonna just kind of put it here and here, and then fill it in. Okay, so just fill it in. Doesn't have to be perfect, just fill it in. Okay, then we're going to get a little more, and we're just going to take it just like here and here, and then fill it in. And I don't want to leave wet paint sitting on top, because the acrylic paint dries pretty quickly, and I love that about this. So we're just gonna fill it in. And if you like these coasters and you'd like to help support us, you can go over to our store, and I'll put a link to that in the description, and you can purchase, and that money will help us in our travels. You could become a part of our Patreon team, or you could say, hey guys, I just want to buy you all a cup of coffee. All that stuff will be there. So we're going to do one more and make this one a little wider and a little smaller, and we're going to put him right here. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to dab some of this paint off. We'll use some more later. I'm just going to go right here to the edges. Here, dab it, bring it around, here, here, and here, and here. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to put a little bit more brown, so we're going to clean our brush off. Get a little bit more brown, and we're going to fill in the top half. And the brush is a little wet. It seems like it kind of brings the paint to life, and I like that. Okay, so we're going to just put that there. Put a little bit more here. And we're going to put a clear coat on top of this. So we could try the one with the acrylic sealer, which I was thinking about that, but I like to use the triple thick. So I'll show you what that looks like when we get to that point. So right now we're just gonna fill it in because we want it to look great. Okay, all right, so I know it doesn't look great right now, but you hang in there with me. Okay, so I'm going to clean my brush off because I don't want to mix my paint colors, and I'm going to just take this and kind of smooth it down. All right, now on to the next part. I'm going to get my thin brush, see how thin it is, and some black paint, because now we are really getting ready to get in there. So where's my black paint? Here it is. We're using a multi-surface black acrylic paint. It's just like the other stuff. So we're just going to use it. I only need a dab, and we're going to use that quite a bit. But for right now, we're just going to slide it through the paint. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead on and get my white paint, because we want these mountains to be snow covered. So there we go. All right, so let's move the plate, because you're getting more view of a plate than the mountains. So we're going to take this, and what I like to do is I don't want to dab it. I just kind of want to roll it around my brush and then dab it off just a little, so it's not caked on there and I still have some control. So I want to take this, and with my brush, I am going to give my mountains a little definition. Right, just like that. Kind of help it separate from the other mountains. So take this, slide it down. So we're gonna bring this one down, and then we're gonna slide it through here. And I like that when we get done, it has like a gray tint to it. It's gonna look great. So don't worry if it doesn't look perfect in the beginning. It will definitely take shape as we add more to our picture. So right now, we are just going to add that, and then put some more at the top. We don't need it to go all the way down at the top. And then we're gonna finish. All right, and now we're gonna take a little more, go down the side. And because we have this tip, we can make it like that. So we're gonna go here, Okay, folks. So right here, I guess you're wondering, what is that going to be? Don't worry about it. Like my mentor, Bob Ross, happy little accidents. No such thing as an accident. So we're going to rinse this off, right? And we're going to get our white paint. And with, like I said, with painting, guess what? You're the artist. So you say what needs to be where. So again, we're going to roll our brush in the paint. Dab it off. This is all Erica's instructions. You might go to art school and they're like, what are you doing? So here we go. We're going to just kind of put it at the top. Make these mountains look snow covered. All right. And don't worry about it. We got this. Take it snow covered. So we first want to snow cover our mountains. And if the black is not completely dry, just put a little heavier tip on it. And it could be as snow covered as you want, right? And then we might want to put some swoops so it looks like it's coming down. Kind of give it a little definition. Coming down, right? Or you could do whatever you want. That's the beauty of art. It's your project. Okay. So here we go. Some little triangles. We're gonna go ahead and put that in there. And I want to make sure it comes down. So these in the back might look a little bit more snowier than the ones in the front. And then I'm going to put this here. Put that there, kind of mix it in. Bring it in. And bring it down. And then here. We're going to put a lot in here because we have this wide black space. And I want that to look like the ground is just covered in snow. Okay? And then we're going to just put some swoops there. Some more swoops here. Right, maybe some down here. Right, and a couple in here. So it looks really covered. Alright, so those are our mountains. Now we're going to work on our sky. So for my sky, I have some blue, like a blue clear. And I like to use the white. I'm sorry, the lighting is not very good. So we're just going to add to our little palette just a hint of blue. Because I want it to be kind of more whitish blue. So we're going to get the brush that we think is going to work good for that. So I want to use our thin brush we just used. And that's just to get in the nook and crannies so we don't mess it up. So we're going to just kind of slide it down here. Get to the end. So we don't take away too much. Because we don't want blue in that. And then take it right here and put it in there. There we go. Alright. So there we go. Just put it in there. Don't worry, we're going to get another brush. We'll clean it up. And then put it right along the side of here. Oh, got a little black in there. We don't want that. Let's just rinse our brush. And then here, get the more white. And we just kind of want to bring it around, okay? Alright. Now we're going to get a different brush, a wider brush that we can use to really get it in it. I'm going to wet this brush just a little because I want the paint to really kind of thin out. Alright. So we're going to take it and we're going to thin it out. Just kind of bring it around. Yeah. So just a little water, not too much. Just enough to thin it out. And then we're going to dry our brush. And then get this corner, bring it around. And so now we're ready for the blue. So I'm going to get some blue and mix it in with our sky. Some blue and white. Mix it in. Mix it in. Okay, mix it in. Mix it in. Okay, I know it looks like we're losing our definition of our mountains, but we're not, don't worry. So we're just gonna come in, smooth that over, and then I'm gonna get a dry brush and kind of clean it up a little, right? So we're just gonna take this brush, and I don't like when the things spread, so don't get cheap brushes if you can help it, because when it spreads, it doesn't do like you want it. So we're gonna get a little bit more blue, and we want the blue to be prominent, right? So we're gonna put it in there and then paint it some more. All right, we are almost got that sky exactly how we want it. And then we're gonna go back and work on our mountains. So don't worry about that. Work on our mountains. Okay. So let's just get all the excess out. We want it to dry, because this is stone. So we wanting it to dry really well and not have the water sit on top. Okay. All right. So there's our sky. And you can kind of spill it over if you want to kind of, you know, give the coaster a little bit of, like it was an accident, like it kind of spilled over. So here we go. And then there we go. Here we are. All right. And now we're going to go back with our skinny brush, and we're going to get our edges taken care of. So here's our skinny brush. We're going to get some more black, and now we're going to clean it up. So here we go. Clean that up. A little bit of definition. Clean it up. Look at that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Clean it up. We're really just cleaning up the top. And now we're getting that gray we like. Right? And we're going to kind of bring that down. Clean it up. Get that gray. Kind of bring it on down. Right? So gray gives it a little bit of more color to it. Blend it in with the white. So here we go. And then don't worry, we're going to go back in and fill in the white part for our snow, so we can make sure that looks great too. All right, so we're going to go now, get this black out of our brush, and then we're going to get some white, and we're going to fill in the white. We want that nice and prominent. There we go. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in here. Maybe a little here. We don't want that brown in there. We don't want it to mix, so we'll get some more white. All you gotta do is add more white. Here we go. So get this really snowy. Little places here. Here. Kind of dab it. Dab it. Some dab here. A little more. Okay. So I can add that winter wonderland when you go to the mountains you like to look at. Okay, so here we are. Alright. I like that. Okay, so there are our mountains. They're all snow-capped. And now we're going to give it a little bit of definition, right? So it looks like, oh my goodness, they're all white, every last one of them. So we're just going to take a little bit of the brown. That's what this skinny brush is great for. And kind of make it look like it's still in there. Like it didn't overtake it. Just a little. Just a little. Now we're going to get some of the mocha, coffee, and streak it down. So it doesn't look like it overtook it completely. Okay. So then there's our mountains. There's our little slits. Uh-oh, we forgot one more right here. Try to bring that down just a little. Just kind of give it a little bit of a bottom so it doesn't look like the mountain is completely gone, okay? Alright, so then there we go. I'm just gonna... You ever heard the joke about an artist? When do they finish? It takes one person to hit him over the head and say it's done. And because you'll always critique it. Okay, so there's our mountains, right? Now we got to put something in the sky. So we're going to get a Q-tip and we're going to dab us some clouds in the sky. So we'll need some clean white because this white is kind of contaminated with other stuff, with other colors. And we want pure white clouds. So we're going to do just a dab. You don't need much, just a little dab. And then we're going to do some clouds here. And we're going to kind of bead it on there. Bead it on there. Make it a little bit of a cloudy day. Bead it on there. And put some in here. And some over here. And then some over here. Now with the same Q-tip on the other side, we're going to put a sun. Just kind of dab it in there. We want that to look great. All right. And just a little bit of the sun. Just a tiny bit. Because it's snowing, it's got mountains. So we don't want it to look like a complete big old sunny day. Just a little sun. Okay. Just a little. All right, so that's our first one. And this is like our little snow-covered mountains with some clouds. Now the next one we want to do a sunset mountain. So we're going to put this one over to dry, and then we're going to get ready to put our glaze on there so it can look fantastic. See, this is what happened when you don't wait. I did this one, and then my clouds, I glazed it too soon, and my clouds started to run, so we don't want that. But looking at it, I kind of forgot to put our grass at the bottom, because at the bottom, maybe we'll leave this one. We'll leave this one without grass. We'll do grass on the next one, okay? All right, so we have this one. And so the next thing we want to do is put some colors on here. And let me find a new plate. We need a new plate to put our new colors, if I have one. So, what we'll do is we'll improvise, because this plate is done. We'll open up some more. And I'm going to use this cup. I'm going to use 2 cups. All right. So with this cup, I'm just going to tear it open. And we're just going to use it. I really do need to get some better supplies here, but you know, I digress. We're going to use 3 different colors for our sunset, right? And I really need another plate. So hold on, let me go find a plate and we'll be okay, guys. The best thing you can do when filming is run out of supplies. So I ran out of paper plate. So we're going to use orange, which is a pure orange. We're going to use that. We're also going to use a purple Persian pink. I mean, not purple, pink. I'm going to put that on here. We don't need much. And then we are going to use apple red. to make our sunset. All right, and I like to do the sunset and then the mountains. Okay, so before we could do the mountains first, and then the sky, but this time we're going to do it backwards. So we're going to get this brush right here. We don't need much space, and we're going to start with our orange, and we're going to go like this. Put as much orange. You need a lot of orange because our sunset is going to disappear behind our mountains, but we got to make it look good. So we're going to put this on here, get it all the way to the edge. Use your brush, smooth it in well. Okay, we can always use more if we need to, but I like to start out with less. The next color we're going to use is red. So we're going to put red in there. A little red. Turn it in. Keep it brushing. Okay. And now we have that in there. We're going to get the pink. The pink. And here we go. We are going to smooth that in just like so. And bring it on around. Okay. So, here we go. Alright. So we're going to rinse the brush off, and I am going to, because I want this to be really red and sunshine, sun, like that sun glow. Just trust my brush there. We're going to wipe a little bit off, let it dry for a few minutes, and then come back and put some more on. So we're going to just dry off our brush, and then come back and get some of it. We just want to make sure we smooth it in good, okay? Because you want to be able to tell that you're trying to invoke a sunset. And sunsets have that glowy, orangey, red, pinkish looking color, and we want that. And because this is a black background, it's a little harder to invoke. So we have to let it dry just a little, and then come back and put a second coat on top of it. Okay, so let's give this a few minutes, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, we're back. We gave it a few minutes. It didn't take long to dry, and I decided to add a little bronze. Like I have a little bronze color. I used this one, and it's the ultra metallic bronze, and I used this before, and it really helped those colors to have that sunset quality that we're looking for here. And I just mix it in, give you that rich color. All right. Okay, so here's our sunset. Okay. All right, so there's our sunset. We got our pink, we got a little orange, and we're going to kind of just dust it across, kind of make that, have that look, okay? Just a little, just a little for definition purposes, right? Okay, so just a little. All right, so now that we have that on there, I think it's going to look great. You could just stop smoothing it in. I just want it to look like I see it in my head. Okay, so then there we go. Now we're going to move on to the next phase, which is again our brown color. So we can bring that back. Put this out of the way for a second. We're going to bring it back, and we're going to use our little brush here for our brown colors. Need to get some fresh water. All right, so this time we're going to go light at the top and then dark at the bottom. So we're just going to go high up. Okay, so if you notice, all of mine look like triangles. So you can make yours to look like wavy lines and then paint in all the ones at the bottom. Or you can, you know, do it how you see fit, what you see in your mind. This just helps me to give the illusion of the metric shape that I see. So we don't need to have this perfect. Just kind of pull that in. Because guess what? We're going to put a coat on top of that. So with this one, I'm going to go back, get a little bit, and then I'm just going to make a smaller one here. And notice what I'm doing. I don't have to worry too much about definition because we're going to go back and paint that in. So right now, we're just working on this. And one more going this way. All right, here we go. So I want to make sure that I don't have any pooling paint at the bottom, at the top. Okay. So put that down here, here. Okay. I want to keep my shape. All right. I just realized, folks, if you're still watching this, please hit the notification bell and the subscription button. I did not turn this portrait. It is in landscape. So you've been watching this whole thing the long way, and I apologize for that. I didn't even pay attention till just now. So, my bad. Okay. Now we're going to do darker in the front this time. So here we go. Let's do it here. Darker in the front. And then right here. So we're just going to kind of paint that in. Okay. And then right here. Okay. Make sure we don't have any pool of paint. Okay. And then another one. Let's go right here. And then right here. We're going to just paint that in with the darker paint. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Worried about it. We're going to give it some definition. Alright, there we go. Now it's time for our favorite part. Fill in the blanks. And we're going to use our skinny brush for that. So we're going to get that out of the water. I'm going to go back to the black. Twirl it in there. And now we're going to start at the top. Whip that right around. Alright, and then we're going to take this one, bring it on down. Right there. And then another one right here. 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 And then this one connects here. And then here. And then one more here. And here. Okay. So, like I said, don't worry about it. If it's not perfect, it doesn't have to be. It's folk art. It's your art. Okay? And I believe in you, and I think you're going to do a wonderful job when you do it. Alright? I'm no artist, but I'm doing it, and guess what? I enjoy just spending time with you and doing it. So we cleaned off our brush. We're going to get some white now. And we're gonna bring it in there, but we're not gonna put as much as we put the last time in the other one, okay? And then we're just gonna make some slits, kind of, so we don't need to do so much definition, okay? And then we're gonna just, at the top, bring it in there, and then a little couple, okay? And then over here, and here, and right here, and here, and then right here. And we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna do some up here, closing this cap. Come on, here, over here, over there. And then some more up here. And some more down here. And then a slit, slit, slit. Okay, so this one didn't have as many as the other one, right? So we did that on purpose. We didn't want to mess that up too much, so I'm just going to put some more paint right there. All right, so we're going to stop while we're ahead. And then we're going to get our red paint and kind of go back in there with that, just a smidge. So we're going to swap out again, and we're going to get our other brush that we use, which is this one. And now we're going to get some more red, and we're just going to paint it in. And some bronze, some orange. And remember, if you get too close, it's okay. You just put some black paint on it. Give those lines, put those lines right back in there. And you'll be good to go, right? Also, don't worry. It's our picture. If you would just like to support a struggling beginning artist by purchasing these coasters, just keep in mind, none of them will look the same. They won't be identical. They'll look similar, but not identical, because they're all handmade from my brain. And so when we get it here, we just want to smooth it in just a little. Don't want to make a mess. All right, there we go. And now we have our sunset behind the mountains. All right. Make sure we have all of our surfaces covered, and right here, and then we're going to put some grass on this one. We're going to be very unique about our grass. Okay. All right. So now let's get some green. We don't need these colors anymore. Let's get the green, and we're going to use fresh cut grass. The acrylic. And I'm not going to put this on the thing because we're just going to simply take our little brush here. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Take this one, clean it off. We don't want any other color but green on there. And take a little bit. Don't need much. And we're going to put our grass right down here at the bottom, okay? So it's just like this. Because some mountains have grass at the bottom. And so we just want a little bit. That's why we didn't make our mountains too snow, too, covered with snow, because we want it to look like it's not winter completely, right? Because I've been some places where mountains do still have snow on them, and there is grass on the ground. So here we go. Just gonna fill that in. Make it look like it's at the foot of the mountain. I don't want it too clumpy, so we're just gonna make sure. Okay. All right, and then that's our sunset at the foot of the mountain, right? So we're gonna let this one dry, and now we're gonna glaze our other one while this one dries. Okay, so I can touch it. Look, it's all dry. It's not rubbing off. Now we're going to use triple thick. I really love triple thick, and it's made by Deco Art. And I'm going to get my brush, and I like to use a wide stroke brush. You can also use your hand. I put my gloves on, and I like to use my hands with my gloves because that is good too, and it gives you like this wide stroke, and you don't see the brush strokes when you use your hand. But I'm going to use this wide brush here, and I'm going to just dip it in there, and I want to get it nice and wet, and I'm just going to rub it over the top. And we're just going to seal these colors in, because when we use it, we don't want the colors to run or come off. And I don't want to soak it up there, but I want a good amount. So when we use it, it's good, right? And it's nice and glossy and hard, and it kind of brings those colors to life. And that's really what we're shooting for, right? So we want to put a nice thin coat right across the top. And we're going to do the top first and then down. So here we go. Bring it all around. Nice wide strokes. All right, and then bring it down. All right, to bottom. So just in case something's not dry, we won't drag it across our sky. All right, so then we're going to put this to the side and let it dry. Okay. All right, so isn't that awesome? We'll probably put more than one coat, but for the sake of this video, we'll just do one coat. And then we'll let this other one dry and come back and do that one. Okay guys, so this one is drying. I love it. This is what it's going to look like once it's dry. You can touch it and rub it, and it's not going anywhere. This is our mess up. See, our clouds start to run. I couldn't wait. I was too excited. So we're going to put that one to the side. And this one, the one thing I love about acrylic, look at that. It's dry. So we can go ahead on and paint. So this is our last one. And we're going to paint. And again, I want to thank you for suffering through this video. Next time, I will not make the mistake of turning this the long way instead of the wide way. And again, we're just going to paint the top first, our sunset, and then bring it down over the mountains. I'm going to do wide strokes because we want it to have no strokes if possible. Bring it down. Bring it down. And then I'm going to pick it up just because I want to get the grass and all of it to look nice and pretty and shiny. Right? And then I'm going to get this corner over here. And bring it down. Thank you so much for watching my video and hanging in there with this therapeutic class of painting and my banter. Oh, see, there you go. Getting some of that green in the sky. We don't want that. Okay, so here we go. We got it all painted. One more little swirl up here. Bringing it down. Ending it at the bottom. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it therapeutic as I did, and that you will leave us a thumbs up if you just enjoyed watching it. If you learned anything, that's awesome too. You can leave a message below, and I'm going to try to turn out more videos. Like I said, if you like to support us, go ahead on and head on over to our store. You can see that in the description. You can order these or something like these. Who knows? I'm going to put some words in here. Maybe. I don't know. I might even just leave it like it is. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.